Alright, in this video we're going to take a look at some of the ways that I take care of this animal in this van. So to begin with, she sleeps on this old pad I had. Actually, this is handed down to me when one of my friend's dogs passed, and then Oro used it for a while, and now this dog has used it. It's a nice size, kind of a pad thing for the van. I used it even without a dog, but obviously it works great for the dog. So for water, just a simple spill-proof metal water bowl is kind of engineered so that the inside of it has a shape that allows dogs with no nose, like a Boston or a boxer or a bulldog, gives them ability to drink a little easier, and it works for dogs with long noses too. The outside of the shape makes it no spill, so even in the van here it won't scoot around too much. The water inside will slosh around, but the bowl itself, there's no way it's going to flip over unless the van flipped over. So I usually have it staged somewhere back here with this cooler. I've got some paper towel and some water bottles jammed in behind that cooler, and that way the bowl can just be somewhere out here. I kind of leave it out so I don't step on it, and I don't know if she steps in it or not, but she doesn't always empty it out, so a lot of times it'll just have some extra water, and I like doing it that way because it's an indication to me that she's not that thirsty. Whenever it's empty, I throw some more water in it, and that's been working pretty good. It's not too big, it's not too small, so it fits her perfectly. Next up, it turns out when I stole this dog off of Russ, he never told me that this is the kind of dog you gotta feed every day. So let's talk about feeding the animal. I have a bag that comes from SO Tech out of California, and I'm a big fan of that company. Their bags are made for Green Berets and other people, and mission specific, and I just like using stuff that's had some thought put into it. So this one is a little bit different. This is one of their bags for multiple purposes, and I like it. I like it a lot. It's got a couple of different ways you can hold on to it. I usually don't have the backpack straps on. You can see the backpack straps are missing right now, and I used to keep them in here. I don't even think I have them in here anymore. So it's comfortable if you do need to pack with it, but I use it more like, I don't know what you call it, it's like an attaché, or it's not really a briefcase because it's the wrong handle. The handle would be over here. But starting on the outside, it's good nylon, US nylon, always from SO Tech. It's got this, what do you call this, like mesh area in the back. There's a big Velcro portion here where you can put stuff that might be wet, so you can put it behind this mesh, which is great for dog stuff. If you had the boots or a harness or something, it can be stowed with the bag but still have ability to dry out. You've got something very similar but different on the front here, and that's a much looser type of mesh, like a laundry bag. It's got a Velcro, very well made. No way any of this stuff is ever going to rip. SO Tech makes it to literally go to war and back. So it's got some shock cord here, and you can put much larger stuff in here. That same shock cord comes down and crosses over the outside, which is great for, again, things that might be wet or awkward. You can lash them to the front of the bag here. Nice strong Velcro and designed well so that the edges don't start to fray, nothing falls apart. Made with quality, berry compliant materials, so you're made in USA, in other words. All the materials and of course the bags are usually made here. They do have some imported stuff. So now we have a big bag in front, which I may or may not have dollars worth of quarters in. It just happened to be where I stuck them. But I denote it with an Oro patch up here, so I know it's my dog bag. And now we'll get into the bag itself. There's a couple of Velcro spots for, like you saw, identification. So if you've got this stuff in a bag, in a pack, or excuse me, a pile of packs, like in a van or stowed in an equipment room or something, they give you some places to add identification to it so that you can, in case you got multiple bags, you can tell which one's which. Or for somebody else who comes into your business and doesn't know what your systems are, you can label it, so you can say the bag with the dog on it, or the bag that says canine, whatever. So the way this bag opens is 100%. So there's a zipper all the way around 3 sides of the perimeter. It's a double zipper, so I'm just opening it up. I guess I'll put it on the floor here. And let's let's see what we got. So it's designed in segments. Let's see if I can turn the lights any higher. Nope, that's all we got. It's designed in segments. Right now I have various packs on here. So this first one is sewn in. The second one, though, is just on with Velcro. So it's very easy to remove. This could be food or treats or support gear. Two 2-inch wide strips of Velcro basically glues it in place when you don't need to remove it, but when you need to remove it, it's there. It's got a soft water bag. This was a canine specific bag, so you see it matches and everything. So it's one of those flexible water bags. Always have that available. We have her nail cutters. She loves these. She really likes having her nails clipped. No, she does not. Next we have another one, same way, removable with two 2-inch wide strips of Velcro. This one, however, has a belt on it. So if you're a trainer or doing something where you're going to have treats or support gear for the critter, now you've got removable, like fanny pack type of situation. Next is another sewn in, and then another sewn in. Each of these sewn in ones on this side have a quick pocket here, where I used to keep like bags for poop or gloves, and then a double zippered compartment. Same thing here, a double zipper compartment with a bag up front. This hip bag or fanny pack type one is just a big open container or big open area. This first one that removes, though, has a rigid edge to it. So it's got something like milk crate, you know, like, or not a milk crate, but like a milk jug, that kind of flimsy plastic, but gives it some rigidity in the nylon here. It's got an edge around it, and I usually use this one for food so it doesn't get quite as crushed. So with something like this bag of high protein salmon meal food, I could put that in there and just less tendency for that to get crushed. This one has a nice window on it, so if you had to put some identification stuff or some IDs or something like that, you could. Now, as far as what I have for support gear for this critter is her nail clippers there, and we were just trying to clip some nails yesterday. She does not like that, so it's not necessarily an easy task with her. In this first one, I've got about a little piece of a roll of paper towel, some napkins and some things like that, and then a bunch of bags from grocery stores and stuff. I'm not going to buy bags to put her poop in and throw it away, but I do like to have some handy. Food in this one, as you saw, some extra leashes. I did a video one time on how I tie this. This is basically a braid on a braid on a braid. So this is a heck of a lot of length, and it's tied to the carabiner on one side with the eye. So this is the side you could tether to something and use this as a lead because it's so short. But basically attach her to this, and if I ever needed to unhook this carabiner, and then the way that this braid is designed is it would unbraid into about I think a 10-foot lead, and then by adjusting the carabiner again, it could go out to just one single nylon cord, and then it would be like 30 feet long. So this is like a 30-foot braided into 10, and then a 10 braided into 1 or something like that. I did a video on it in the past. I haven't used it in a while because I don't let my dogs run. I could never let Oro just run around in a field. People would freak out. With this dog, though, I might be able to go back to this old system. And it's really just for other people. My dogs pretty much tend to stick around. I don't need to tie them to me or anything. But in a situation where it's weird or something, or it's a park with other critters, this is a way to have just some lead in a tidy arrangement. I've got one of these kind of collars, which I needed for the Doberman. I might use it on her, though, because she's so bad. It goes around her whole body and just clamps her like a metal crab. Then I've got some kind of leash here, and then a spike collar, because if you don't have a spike collar for your dog, you're wrong. Then we've got nothing in here. This is actually just a blackjack. This is just like a blackjack thing and some dice and some cards. Entertainment stuff, basically. I don't know what's in there. And then this top one is actually just more toiletry stuff for me. So I had some of my shower stuff in there. So plenty of bag here, no matter what size dog you've got. Oh, I guess I do have one more thing. I'll pause and find here. There it is. Now, this might not be the best book out there. It's a book that I own, and I've had it for a while. It's published 1993, it says, and it's basically a quick guide to dog first aid. And although I've read through it and I've made myself aware or comfortable with various types of dog first aid, the things that are a little different with a dog versus us, and then as far as the book, I found it useful when Oro went through. I killed him with dehydration in California one time, and he was out of it. He was passed out. I had to get him cooled down with cold water, and then give him ice, and then finally get him drinking again. And it took him a day or two before he came back. I really did not do good with that dog that day. And although I understood what to do for dehydration and heat stroke, having something to read while I was actually dealing with it, while I was sitting with him in the old van, cooling his body temperature down, having something to verify, to read, to do something besides worry about the dog was actually pretty nice. And I never thought about that until I experienced it. So I'm going to definitely recommend getting a book, even if you feel like you know it all, because there's always that possibility that someone else might be needing to take care of the dog, or you're not there. And like I say, I found it a pleasant distraction from worrying about my dog when he was sick. So I also kind of tuck some of the dog's info in here. So stuff from the chip, stuff from the doctor, current shots and things like that, and something else that was in there. I guess just whatever you might want to carry around, information for your vet. So if you are on the road, people know who to call if there's some kind of issue. So that I keep in this bag as well. So I have one bag that takes care of the whole dog, and I try to feed her on a regular schedule, even though we're driving around quite a bit. Give her a chance to poop. And if you've got any suggestions for life on the road with your pup, let us know. And it'd be great to have a discussion about that sometime with other people who drive around with some kind of a critter who's eyeballing them. She's eyeballing me right now. So that's the video. Let us know what you think. Uh-oh, she's waking up. And as always, thanks for watching.